So after having this hay feeder in use for the winter now, let's review it. So what's underneath that feeder right now is the product. I think I fed 3 bales in this. No, 2, I'm sorry. I fed 2 in it right here. And you'll get hay that drops between the boards down underneath. Now what I'll typically do is every other bale or so, every now and then, that hay's dry, perfectly dry. I'll move the feeder, you know, just push it with the tractor one way or another, and those horses will eat that. So last time I did this, right out there was where the feeder was sitting. About right there, there's some pile of hay. So that's what's left over after two bales there probably. And as you can see, there's not much on the ground. And typically what I'll do is whenever that gets ate down, there's a lot of hay sitting on the bottom and the horses can still reach in and eat it. But in a lot of times lately since it's been muddy, I'll try to put the next bale in while the ground's still frozen, especially if I know it's going to warm up. And what I'll do with that hay is I'll place the bale on the deck there and just push all that leftover hay to the end. And then I'll pick it up and just make piles. So let's look at piles. So right there, you can see where I spread some hay at one time. And this is actually the last time actually that's from about 2 bales ago, because that had some Johnson grass in it. But over there by that poop pile is where I spread some hay 4 days ago. Spread some right there. Spread some right there. And I just went around making piles. And on this, I left the grates back this way so they couldn't reach in and eat it as easily. But they ate it off the ground and they love it that way anyway. But I'm getting down to, I'd say, less than 10% waste. So as you can see, there's some pile of hay right there. And that's left over from the last bale. There's some right here. Right in this area. I don't even remember where I spread the other piles, but I mean, that just kind of shows you they're eating it off the ground really well, which they always have. But if you look around this feeder, there's really not much that's on the ground or stomped in or wasted. I'm just going to kind of walk around here, so bear with me. I'm not a great camera person, but you know, I mean, they've tracked the ground down, but as you can see, there's not a lot of hay in it, which is what I was wanting to do. I was wanting to reduce waste on hay. So there's a little more on this side, but that's not a bad thing. That's a lot of, I'm just scraping with my foot here. That's how much is on the ground. It's just a layer. It's perfect it's good organic matter on the ground. A lot of seed head in it. So who knows what I'll have growing here. But as you can tell, look around at the poop pile. Circle. They stand here and they eat. And you can tell they're eating there because the poop is at the back of them all the way around it. So all in all, I'd say this feeder is working out really, really good. And so far, I like it. It's doing a good job. It kind of does leave a big skid mark when you drag it. But I got a solution I'm getting ready to work on for that. But yeah, I've got no complaints with it. I hate cutting bale strings. I wish I had net wrap hay this year, but that's all right. Got a good price on it. It's good hay. But, oh, that feeder right there, some of the hay I took out of this last bale, I stuck in that, and they've ate all it down. And we just made different piles out here, but kind of gives you an idea. That thing is working. It's working very well. There's not much on the ground wasted. There's actually more that fell through underneath than there is wasted on the ground around it. So there you go. KleinPipeStructures.com or something makes the exact same thing. I built my own.